I'm a little late on this, but the Golden State Invitational. Oh, I mean the NBA playoffs have started today. Currently watching the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers in the 3 versus 6 matchup in the East. Brooklyn up by 11 going into the fourth quarter. Anyway, Jim Butler having a good game too. I'm gonna give you my first round predictions for every series. I'm just gonna go through it series by series. I'm not just gonna pick a winner. Well, actually, we already know who's gonna be the winner of the NBA Finals this year. But never know. Injuries, players might have bad shooting nights and stuff. But we'll go through it round by round. So start off in the East. Uh, I'm gonna just go with watching this game now. I have the 76ers in 5 games, but they're already getting booed on their home court. And it's not even in the game one because they're down by 11 to the Nets. Nets are a really good scrappy young team. I mean, and I'm not just saying that by looking at them now, but they're a really good young scrappy team. D'Angelo Russell, leader of the Nets. Of course, you know how the story ended in LA with the Lakers. He's bounced back nicely. He's become the unsung leader of this group. Dinwiddie, Jared Allen, defending the paint, the rim protector. Karis LeVert's come back nicely. This is a pretty good young scrappy team, man. I do think they'll get one. They might get today, but I think they get one at home in games 3 or 4. But the Sixers should squeak out of here with a gentleman's sweep. But you never know. Like I said, they're already up by 11. They're going into the fourth quarter of this one, so look out. I mean, Embiid's injured, playing injured right now. Was dealing with a knee injury. He was doubtful coming into the game, but he's got 17 points going into the fourth. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the game. Except Bo's doing good. Simmons is shooting like he shoots horribly from the free throw line and all that. But yeah, man, I got Sixers in 5 in this one. Now we're gonna just go in numerical order till then. The 1 versus 8 matchup, the Milwaukee Bucks, the 60-win Milwaukee Bucks, going against the Detroit Pistons. I think it's the same thing. I think I give Detroit one here because Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond they're a monster when they're on. When they're playing well, they're pretty good. So they had a late game. They had a late season dwindle. Uh, but I think they can get one in maybe game 3 or game 4 at home. And Bucks move on in 5, another gentleman's sweep. Now the 2 versus 7 matchup, the Toronto Raptors versus the Orlando Magic. Magic in the playoffs, first time since what the first time since Dwight Howard left. But anyway, Orlando, I kind of like their squad too. They're a pretty good young squad. Evan Fournier's come on good this year. Of course, you got Gordon, uh, Vucevic, the center. He's a double machine. Um, but you look at Toronto, man. I mean, Lowry, uh, Leonard, Siakam. Siakam's in that conversation with Russell for most improved player. I think I still give it to Russell because Russell's actually the star of his team, but and he's actually the first or second option, but not to take anything away from what Siakam has done this year. He's had an incredible uh, comeback year, but he's had an incredibly improved year. I should say that, but yeah, I don't see the Magic getting any game here. I don't. I see a sweep for the Raptors, and they move on without a scratch. It might be some competitive games in Orlando, but I see blowouts in Toronto for game one and game two, and then they find a way to scrap it out in a beat Orlando games three and four at home to get them up on out of here. Broomstick. But okay, now the 4 versus 5 matchup. The very disappointing Boston Celtics at the 4 seed taking on the really, really, really surprising Indiana Pacers in the number 5 seed. Pacers were floating around at 3 to 5 seed this whole year, mostly at 3. I guess they kind of had a late season swoon too, and they dropped down to 5. But I don't know, man. I mean, I like what Mike Malone did in Denver. I do. I love it. Being the second seed in the West, and with that team, only Jokic being the only All Star. I mean, we'll get into them later, but the job Nate McMillan did with this Indiana Pacers team, losing Victor Oladipo, their only All Star, and getting the production out of Boban Bogdanovic. I thought this dude was not Boban, Bojan. Yeah, man, Bogdanovic. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Getting the production out of him. Thought he was just like a spot up shooter, but he drives to the lane. He gets buckets inside, and he's really stepped his game up in the absence of Oladipo, Miles Turner. He was there when Paul George was studying. I think Miles Turner. I think his rookie year was George's last year in Indiana before he went to OKC. But yeah, he's doing well. Just a scrappy young team, man. I'm really surprised. I really feel that Nate McMillan should get Coach of the Year. I remember they have the Coaches Association. They came out today. Coaches Association uh, voted and said Budenholzer, the Bucks coach. They voted Budenholzer as the Coach of the Year, but I really think Coach of the Year should go to McMillan because for the job that he did with that team without their All Star, getting them to the 5 seed. I mean, in the East. I know what people say, the weak East, but that's still impressive, especially with the 4 teams that's ahead of you, and then they were battling with those teams the entire season. So big ups to them. Boston again, really disappointing. Kyrie Irving come over, the deepest team in the NBA, the deepest team in the NBA. I'm talking about 10 deep. Yo, I just cannot imagine what their practices must be like with them going against each other. I remember before the season started, they showed Bleacher Report showed Kyrie Irving hitting a game winner in practice over the second squad. It was Irving, Smart, Tatum, Markieff Morris, and Horford in the first unit, and then Hayward making all that money coming off the bench with Rozier and Brown and Baines and who else? Who am I missing? Who am I missing playing that 4 spot? Shoot. Wow, the the Nets are up by 14 over the over the Sixers, and the Philly crowd is stunned. But uh, uh I can't think of his name right now. But 10 deep. They're 10 deep in for Boston being everyone's prohibitive favorite out of the East, and they didn't even win 50 games. I mean, if you would have told me that one team was going to win 60 games and one team was going to win 49 games, I would have thought the Celtics would win 60 games and the Bucks would win 49. But it's the opposite. It's the opposite. I mean, but Celtics have looked so much better without Kyrie in the lineup. So I don't know, but I honestly think this game goes 7. This series, so this series goes 7, and I believe that man, I believe the Celtics will win the series in 7, only because they home field advantage, home court advantage. That's the only thing I give. If this Pacers team can play as hard as they did during the regular season, it's going to be a problem for the Celtics. It's going to be a problem. Obviously, they have the coaching advantage. Obviously, the Celtics have the talent advantage as far as the players. But the Indiana team plays gritty and tough. It's going to be a series. I think it goes 7, and the Celtics squeak it out because of home court and Kyrie. So, moving on to the West now. The West. 1 versus 8. The Warriors, again, top seed in the West, going up against the Clippers, the Los Angeles Clippers. Yeah, one team out of LA made the playoffs, and yeah, you thought it was going to be the Clippers, right? Anyway, hell of a job by Doc Rivers too. Trading away their star Tobias Harris, their All Star Tobias Harris to the Sixers. Hell of a job by him, but broomstick. That's all I can say. Broomstick on that one. 2 versus 7. The Nuggets taking on the Spurs. The Nuggets taking on the Spurs. Ooh. Again, hell of a season by Malone. Hell of a job by Joe Jokic and those other guys. To be that young and that inexperienced, and then being the second best team in the West, in the powerful Western Conference, that's huge. That is huge. This I say upset. I say upset. I say upset. I say upset. Spurs in 6. They get one in Denver, and they win all their home games. Spurs in 6. Hell, it might be 5 or 5. It might be 5, but I something about Greg Popovich, something about this team. LaMarcus Aldridge getting it going. DeMar DeRozan now playing with the Spurs. That veteran pedigree. I think the Spurs again upset. Spurs in 6 over the Nuggets. 3-6 matchup. 3-6. Portland. Portland is a 3 seed, and who's the 6 seed? Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder were like 8th. Like they were like 3rd, and they went to 8th in like a 2-week span. I was like, what the hell happened? But they got together. They got the 6th seed. Man, this could be a 7-game series as well. Just looking at everything, I think it's another upset. I do. I think it's another upset. OKC in 6 over the Trailblazers. I think Nurkic is going to be huge because he's going to be sorely missed. In his character, he's a pretty good player, and that was a heck of a pickup by Portland. Now, and I said that even before Nurkic got hurt. That was a hell of a pickup, but it was great having both of them. But now Nurkic with that terrible injury that happened to him. I don't know. I don't know. Russell Westbrook, the 3rd straight year, he's averaged a triple double. I thought I'd never see that in my lifetime, let alone see it 3 straight years by the same dude. So, but and Paul George, I hope he doesn't turn into playoff P. leave that guy. I hope that guy was left in Utah last year. I hope Joe Ingles killed that playoff P guy because you don't want to play playoff P if you're an OKC fan. You do not want you do not want OKC. You do not want playoff P if you're an OKC fan. You don't. Um, I'm trying to think. Does it go 7? Nah, I'll stay with OKC in 6. Dame, I mean, he's underrated. Definitely underrated. Even though I do feel like there are what 3 guards ahead of him that are better in uh Steph Curry, in Harden, in Russ. I just cannot believe the Nets are doing this to the 76ers right now. Them dudes are healthy too. Anyway, yeah, I just think OKC has enough this year. They want to get that bad taste out of their mouth from losing to Utah last year in the first round. Uh, they believe that they are one of those teams that can challenge Golden State. So I think this is a series where they flex their muscles. They want to what am I looking for? They want to bounce back from the terrible end to the regular season, and they got something to prove. They got a chip on their shoulder. They got a chip on. I think Russell Westbrook always plays with a chip on his shoulder, but I think Paul George got a chip on his shoulder too. He wants to, not only avenge last year, but he wants to prove that him staying in OKC wasn't a mistake. So, and he wants to make it up to the OK. And he wants to show the OKC fans that as well. So, yeah, I got OKC in 6 over the Trailblazers. 4 or 5, Rockets versus the Jazz. Speaking of Joe Ingles, Donovan Mitchell, that young, that the Rudy Gobert, that young core in Utah, there's something special. I think there's something special brewing there. If they can keep those guys together, that could be something special, man. It really could. The Rockets, a lot of people believe that once again this year they are the only legitimate threat to the Warriors in the West. If they are, they would have to beat them in the second round instead of the conference finals this year because they fell to the 4th seed. Harden, MVP candidate, along with Giannis. Paul George was in the MVP conversation earlier in the year. I think the tailspin of the Thunder kind of took him out of it. So I really think it's going to be a 7-game series and the Rockets win in 7 because they have home court. Jazz just too gritty of a team, man, and playing in Utah, other than their fans, it's a really tough place to play. So with their fans saying nice things to you, yeah, but they get behind their team. It's a really tough place to play. So I got Houston in 7. This should be a lot of entertaining series here in the first round. So man, it should be fun. It should be fun, like this Nets game is right now. Nets beating the hell out of 76ers. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I guess we'll try to tally it up and see if I'm right or wrong. But Yeah, man. NBA playoffs. Golden State Invitational. uh, March Madness. March Madness over on Monday. NCAA tournament over on Monday. Had 3, 4 days to calm down, decompress. Now it's on again. Let's do it.